yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. Take for there to see. Rage is like a wing, spread into the streets. It's time to make them bleed. 'Cause we just want retribution. Let's go light up the darkness. Make true of an empty promise. Whip gods into weak and harmless. Take to the streets and turn them to a mosh pit. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make great.
All right, guys, let's get this party started. If you want a reading, be sure and visit my stand store. It is linked in the description below. And as always, we have a fair use, a disclaimer. As you come in, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and share the video if you like it. Let's get it going. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Astrology for Mystics with Jenn, and thank you so much for joining me. I have got, this is going to be a cool live today. And the reason why I think it is a cool live is because things are coming together. I mean, I'm talking about they are coming together. And so I've got a pretty good show for you guys today, but first I do want to tell everybody out there in the world that my heart is also broken to hear the news of Dolly Parton. And a few months ago, we were talking about Dolly because Saturn was stationing and Saturn was activating her ascendant and her descendant. So I would say that since July, she has not been good. She has not been healthy. And so as soon as I find where I was talking about her, I will definitely put that out as a short or something like that. But this live is Santiago. Is he the porch guy? And we do need to discuss. I know that I sound like a broken record, but guys, when I see something in a chart, it's hard for me to for me to move on until I understand why. Why is Nancy Guthrie connected to the stock market? It's not just, it's not just Alan Dershowitz that has that connection with her because she is totally, definitely connected to Alan Dershowitz. And we know why she's connected to Alan because her daughter interviewed, Savannah interviewed Alan Dershowitz. But the stock market, the stock market, I think that, we may have some revelations here. And so without further ado, hello. Hello, Jeff. Thank you for being here. Hey, Jill and Amy. Thank you guys for coming on in. Hello, Jen and Mods. I know it. Rest in peace, Dolly. Rest in peace. I will definitely end up showing Dolly's chart and talking about it before this live is over. So stay tuned, okay? Y'all just hang in there, especially if you want to see that and you haven't been following the Nancy Guthrie case. So, this connection that she has with the stock market is it is so prevalent because Nancy goes missing at 84. What happens at 84? A Uranus return. That's exactly what happens. Let me just go ahead and show you guys the one of the last let me see if I can pull that up. Yeah, right here. Let me pull this up. They were asking for Bitcoin. This is where I'm talking about. This is a past life, okay? This is like I've been saying this since day one, since I got Nancy Guthrie's case, looking at her chart. I mean, since I got her chart at her birthday, just looking at it, I don't know what time she's born, but let me tell you something. This is this is definitely this is it right here. And all you got to do is just listen. You don't have to understand astrology. Let me see if I can find let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Oh, no, now I'm really too small. I don't know why it won't. Ah, I don't know why I have to do it like that. Let me go smaller. Okay. So check this out. They were asking for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is new. This is a whole new different thing. They're not asking for cash. They're not asking for gold. They're not asking for silver. And so she gets shaken up. And the thing about Nancy, when she goes missing, she's 84 years old. And what happens when you're 84? You're going through a Uranus return. So, this Uranus return that shakes her up, especially about money and values with the ransom, is connected to the stock exchange. So, an investor, a foreign investor. So, see, she connects to the Saturn. Saturn in the stock market chart is the ninth house, and it's a 2622. 2622. And for the stock market, it's all about arms and investing in arms, invest in these investments, okay? And so what I found yesterday, I didn't go live last night like I normally do. I'm just, chilling out and trying to relax. And I saw I saw a video. And it's Daphne's Case Files. Here is her channel because she definitely gets full credit for this. Someone had sent her this info. I don't know that this is exactly it. Like, I'm not sure that this would be the all be all right here, but I think it's pretty important, okay? I think it's pretty important that we take a look at it and listen to this video. Okay, hold on. Check this out. Check this out, guys. So, what you're seeing is you're seeing a court order. Hold on, let me get why is it? Yeah. Let's do it like this. So what you're seeing is you're seeing a court order, a legal notice that is has been sent to Annie and Tommaso. Annie and Tommaso has received this, and you'll see it on the map, okay? Because this is going to be a show. This is a show. You'll get to see it on the map, but check this out. Oh shit, is it already playing? Oh my gosh. Hold on. Let me see. Here we go. So basically, this is a class action lawsuit with this investment group. And she goes on to say, well, first we got to watch a commercial, but she goes on to talk about, and you guys can do your own due diligence. You can do your research when it comes to this investment company. Right. Or, Charles Schwab. She goes on to talk about these investments. And look, let me tell you something. Because of the map, because of the astrology, I've already been looking for this connection since day one because she connects to the New York Stock Exchange. And when she goes missing, there is a big weight over Annie. And it's in Taurus. So this big weight of home, of mom, it's over Annie. And so what I've done is I've put on the map, I've went through and I've looked at like Wells Fargo. I've looked at Charles Schwab. I've looked at all kinds of different investments. And if you've been following this case with me and you've been following the map with me, then you know a lot of the places, or you're going to remember all of these places that I've taken a look at. And I can't make this shit up. I can't make it up. I can't. So now we've got Daphne, and she is talking about the stock market. And she is talking about this legal notice. And so that only is confirming that Annie and Tommaso play the stock market. I've also got casinos on the map because there is a feeling when I'm looking at the charts that there could be a debt. They could have a debt that's owed. There is a huge weight when Nancy goes missing with Annie, and it's having to do with money. I don't know if it's having to do with money and her house payment, if it has to do with a debt, what has to do with somebody that she owes. And basically, I mean, what I want to convey here is that this player, hold on, here, let me go back. Biotech, biotech, that is the jabs. That's the COVID jabs. That's the jabs. Biotech, biotechnology. So very interesting indeed. That is that is hold on. That is a part of her little show yesterday, and that there has been already made a connection to the New York Stock Exchange in a big way. And this connection with the New York Stock Exchange with Nancy Guthrie, this 2622 that is connecting her to that stock exchange with the Saturn, a slowdown. So the ninth house is also about what? Attorneys. The attorney. It's about judges. It's not just the foreign entities. It is, the foreign investors, but it's also about judges, lawsuits, things of that nature. There's a weight with Annie and money. There's a weight with them. Okay. There's this weight. So when we look at, and I'm going to show, so I'm building you guys up. Okay. I'm going to build you up for just a second with this information before I get to the map. Because once we look at this information, we're going to look at the map and we're going to discuss these interests, these places of interest, and these people that I have deep dived since she's been missing. Okay. But first, but first, we need to talk about Santiago because this dude looks like the image of the Porch guy. I mean, he does look like it. And we can compare lips and eyebrows and all of that. But guys, do we really know what color eyebrows the person had? We only know their build. We don't know their eyebrows and their eye color. It was dark. It was dark. We don't know if they drew the eyebrows on, if they drew anything here. We don't know. We're just speculating. But with the images that they have portrayed the porch guy to be, this could be him. It could be. It could be. I tell you one thing, this dude and the other two guys, their information is scrubbed. You can't even find their address on public records. It's been scrubbed. Well, Jen, it's because they've been in and out of prison. No, 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 nope. That's not it. Their information has been scrubbed. Period. There is no information, and you can go on to their social media, scrubbed. Their family, to try to get a birthday or anything, any information with their family online. Mm-mm. They got their shit private too. It's all scrubbed. There's nothing that I've been able to find on these guys. And the only reason why I was able to find anything on Alex Barnett is because they put his uh his birthday online. Otherwise, you can't find it. It's scrubbed online. It's scrubbed. There's nothing on the public records with it. Not that I could find. Not even their family. Some of their family I think that I found in with Santiago, and something that I found was pretty disturbing. If that is his family member, if one of his family members is really receiving shipments from China, don't know. I don't know. I can't say and be honest, so I'm not gonna really get it out there and get it get everybody going crazy. When we look at these guys though, when we look at them, they don't really, I don't know, they don't really look the part. I don't think that they would have been smart enough to really get away with it this long. And so, in my opinion, I don't think so. I think that this could be that they are a bigger, this is what I think. I think that they are a bigger, I think that they are a part of a bigger network. And because they have been in and out of prison, in and out of prison, I can guarantee you one thing. They know the absconder William Hubie. I guarantee you that. They've been in Arizona, just like he has been in Arizona. They've been in and out of prison, just like he's been in and out of prison. So I think that it would be safe to say that they may actually know William Hubie, the absconder. Oh, you can't hear it?
But I appreciate
Can you hear it now?
the community can give us, help us get through this.
And of course, if you're thinking that individual looks familiar,
Of
he
course.
is the sheriff in the Nancy Guthrie investigation. Meantime, Pima County detectives searching for that gray SUV they believe may have been used in connection with the fatal shooting.
Joining us now is Fox News contributor and former FBI special agent Nicole Parker. Nicole, thanks for coming on. Obviously speculation at this point, but my question to you is, what are the chances this was actually random? Because it seems strange, to me, but it could have been targeted. And if it was targeted, I mean, either way, those charges are going to change once they catch him.
Right. So first of all, my condolences go out to this department because both of these individuals worked at the Pima County Sheriff's Department at one point as corrections officers. And so I think you make a very important point. Was it random or, was it plotted? And I would be looking into very closely, were there any inmates that had recently been released, anyone that was seeking revenge, anyone that plotted this, anyone from the inside that was speaking to folks on the outside? They will be reviewing jail calls, things of that.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something to consider because I mean, Nancy Guthrie, is this related in any way? Did this police officer have any hand in anything having to do with the investigation? This was a hire. this was definitely planned. I mean, they didn't just go, oh, let's just go and, there's definitely a motive here. People are just, I mean, this was definitely not random, in my opinion. It was definitely not random.
That sort. But again, this is absolutely heartbreaking for law enforcement to do. And again, a good point also was made that this is the Pima County Sheriff's Department. This is the same department where Nancy Guthrie's investigation is continuing unsolved. And so I'm sure that is difficult for people to think of, but that's the truth. And so the Arizona Department of Public Safety is also assisting with this investigation. That's very important. But again, law enforcement will be reviewing relationships that they had outside of their professional capacity. But I do believe that they will be looking very closely at that car. That is a crucial piece of evidence. They will need to identify the tag, review license plate readers.
Agree, agree, agree. And no, yeah, I mean, yeah, I did watch 857 last night when the police were capturing Alex Barnett, because now all three suspects are in custody. There's none of them are at large now. All three of them are in custody. And I did watch 857 last night, but the chatter and the rumors, it's got to be, we've got to wait for the facts to really come in. That's kind of where I'm at with it. But I think that it's definitely possible that this guy, this police officer, knew a little bit something else. I was talking about August 27th. August 27th is going to be a big day for Nancy Guthrie's case. August 27th is actually when Derek, well, that's actually when the police officer was going to graduate. And that is also when these hearings are going to begin, especially with Santiago. So Santiago Rogers is going to have that hearing on the 27th that I just saw yesterday. So that is the 27th. And that day, on the 27th, we're going back. Okay, we're going back to when Nancy went missing. And when Nancy went missing, there was a weight on Annie. A weight. And this weight is all about the values and the money. You know what I'm saying? The value and the money. Yeah, I mean, they got him so fast. Exactly. I mean, we just can't make it up. You know, if I wasn't mistaken, I would think, oh, there is, okay, so Chris Nanos, he has a connection to Missouri, and Missouri is connected to Vanguard. And so I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting to see if there is any type of connection between this case and the investors and Vanguard. It is, I feel, I don't know which way to turn sometimes when it comes to this case. And the only thing that I can do is go to the damn map, because the map will hopefully tell me a little something, something, and help me figure out where this woman could be, you know? Hey, Dinah, good to see you, babe. Good to see you. Hey, Angel Eyes, good to see you too. Thank you for joining in. So let's listen to what else she's got to say about Santiago and them.
And all video surveillance.
Meantime, the case that everybody's talking about, that Penn State fraternity drug bust, taking a new turn with the alleged suspects accused of using apps like Venmo and Snapchat as they...
Oh, we don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear that. That is not what this is about. So Santiago looks more like, to me, he would look more like the guy that we're looking for. I mean, it almost looks like him and Luke could, could be brothers. And again, I can't find anything with him in public records. It is crazy that I can't find anything. Absolutely insane. And so again, what I want to show you guys, okay, what I want to show you guys is the Astrology because I can't make it up. This is definitely something that she definitely connects to the stock market. And let me show you guys. So let's pull Nancy again. And like I said before, I end this live stream, I will be talking about Dolly Parton. So let's go back up to Nancy Guthrie. And let's go to the stock market. Because again, I want to show you that there is I can't stress this enough, that the New York Stock Exchange, where did it go? I know I got it because I was looking at that to do my August 27th Pisces full moon lunar eclipse, because it's all about the markets. Let's see, where's it at? Where's it at? There it is. New York stock. Watch this, guys. Watch this. The degrees in our chart literally matter in the state of matter. And so what I was showing you guys on my past live, every time I do a live about Nancy, I'm always talking about the stock market, because there's Saturn over here in the 9th house. This Saturn is a 2622. And Nancy Guthrie, no matter what time she's born, her Uranus is a 2622, because she's 84 and she's going through this Uranus return. This Uranus matters in a big way. And her Uranus, the groups, Nancy's groups, these groups affect the New York Stock Exchange. However it is that she's connected, it affects the stock. It affects it. It brings limits and obstacles. Is that the governing bodies? Is that the military? What is it? What would her connection be? And, only the family could answer that question, unless we, eventually figure it out. But this is, I'm telling you, this degree, this 2622, this degree is also connected to Alan Dershowitz. Alan Dershowitz is an attorney. He's an attorney for Island Guy, right? So, or one of the attorneys for Alan Guy. I think he's a little bit more powerful than we actually give credit to. And Chiron is coming to sit right here. The market is about to take a plunge. It is about to plunge out. Okay. Especially with dirty money. There's things that are going to be happening on the 27th. And one of them is the Federal Reserve. They're all meeting at Jackson Hole. And the feds are going to, Kevin Warsh is going to be talking, and it's going to affect the market. It's totally going to affect the market. So, guys, her chart, when I was talking on Pretty Little Clues live the other day, I was on Justine's live the other day, and I was talking about Chiron, and I was talking about all this Leo energy that Jupiter is currently going over and expanding it. Each glyph in your chart with Leo is going to be expanded by Jupiter. Okay. Well, on Nancy's map, and we can't forget, Alan Dershowitz. Okay. I can't ever forget him. So if we look at Nancy's map, if we look at her map, let me pull it up. Oh, what happened? What happened? Nope. Let's come back. If I look at her map on the Leo lines, okay? Let's look at the Leo lines, because that's what I said the other day, that I expect all of those Leo lines to be really coming in hard. You know what I'm saying? I mean hard. So if I look at her map, if we look at her map and we go, okay, let's just look at the different places here on the Leo line. Okay. This is where we're going to be talking about. This is the action that's happening right now. And it is. That's the reason why when I say somebody's in transit and I start to look at that transitory energy on the map, that's why I do that, because that's where we need to be looking, because that's where the action is. No matter if that person is going to be found on that line on that energy at all. We don't know. We're just following along with what the energy is conveying. Okay. So let's just go ahead and take the natal. Let's just look at the natal. So her Pluto and Zeus, that's already taken place. But this Chiron, this one right here, this angle right here, and her Zeus and Leo, that's what's going to come up. This is the one, this energy right here is where Jupiter's at. Okay, y'all ready? Hey, peace, love, Jeeps. Good to see you, honey. So check this out. All right. So let me go ahead and turn on the addresses. Let me go ahead and turn on the addresses so we don't want to miss anything. Okay, so here is somebody that I've started looking at because it's on the Leo lines. It's on the Leo lines. And if we zoom in and we go, okay, here is the street, and then here's this side street, okay? This is where we began with Jupiter. We've started here. There could have been some evidence collected here. And then we're right here. This is where somebody could have even, turned around or came over here. But then we get to this house. And there's some teaching. There's a lesson here. And so I'm like, okay, who is this person? So I pull them up and they've got two public records. There's a psychiatrist that has the same name as this person. It's a psychiatrist. Can't find anything on him. Everything is scrubbed. The only other thing that I can find on this person is financer. Well, that would be two different people. A financial advisor. Is he a financial advisor or is he a psychiatrist? His license goes here. So I'm assuming that he is not a financial advisor and that he is a psychiatrist. He's 88 years old. 88. Single and 88. Single and ready to mingle. Okay? Single and ready to mingle. And when I turn on the FBI, well, the FBI is going right here, right over his home. So, I mean, obviously, we're going to go further down. It could have nothing to do with this guy in his house. May not know Nancy or anything, but I am suspect of this person. And because he is a psychiatrist and there is a psychiatry, license coming here, the dude the Santiago Rogers, well, let's just go ahead and pull up his past. Let's see if they've got it on here. Hold on. Let me find it. Because I know X be talking about him. Let's see. Where's the search thing? Santiago. Oh. Where's Chet? I know they have it on here. Works for a landscaping company, self-employed. Here he is again. Well, it looks like my computer wants to freeze up. Hold on. My computer's wanting to freeze up. Hold on just a second. Okay. Here he is. Where is that old clipping? Here it is. So an old clipping from Santiago's past. Boy 12 accused in shooting death to remain jailed. So what he did is he unalived a friend. He was 12 years old. Santiago was 12 years old when he was first charged in manslaughter. The boy will undergo a psychiatric evaluation while in detention at Pima County Juvenile Court Center. So, see, what happens is that these guys, these girls, once they get in the system, they are used. They're used. They get plea deals. They become snitches. They become workers. They become a part of the labor force for the elite. It's no conspiracy. I mean, it really does happen. Really does happen. So this boy, his Santiago, has been in trouble his whole life. He's got kids, but this is his life. He is never going to change. This is in 2001, 25 years ago. And like I said, none of these guys, I can't find the public records and family and birthdays, nothing like that. It's like it's been scrubbed on purpose. Hey, Shauna, good to see you. It's like it's been scrubbed on purpose, guys. So this man is either a financial advisor to, as well as being a psychiatrist. And guess what? Again, his information is very private. Can't find anything on him. I found his social media, but it's very private, and so is his family. And this is where, we've got a teacher. There is definitely a lesson here. Definitely a lesson. And look, the missing event is coming here. Venus conjunct Mercury, the values of the video is opposing here. It's opposing. There's an opposition here. Even Chris Nanos is here. I mean, he's right there on top of the FBI too. He connects to Annie here. Nanos, Hades, and Taurus connects to Annie. No doubt about it. And speaking of Annie, let's just look at Annie, and let me show you the stock market with Annie, with the charts. Because Miss Annie and the stock market, you can't make it up. I mean, her values. There's a lot of pain that she has with her values. The 240 is right here. It's connecting to the second house. It's activating their second house, their values is activating her. And I would assume that it's more on the healthcare side. The healthcare side, because of this axis with the New York Stock Exchange, with the axis of the Virgo and Pisces. Okay, so that's definitely going to be the healthcare. The healthcare axis is right here. The 18, the 17. Okay, the 18 Mars and the 1738 let go here with Sedna. And of course, this energy with Virgo right now is definitely going to be activating this chart. As it does, it's going to activate her Chiron. So, I mean, it is what it is. She is definitely connected. And when Nancy goes missing, it's this right here. Jupiter was at a 1720 with her Hades, and that's just showing that there's a huge weight at home with mom, with possibly the mortgage as well. It could be the mortgage. Could be the mortgage. So Annie is right here. She's connecting to the sheriff. And then let's look at Luke. Luke is right there. Luke's south node in Virgo. Tommy is going over this house, which is interesting. But I want to show you this one. I want to show you this one because this one was a vacant home. And so if those guys had anything at all to do with Nancy, if they had anything at all to do with Nancy Guthrie, this home was vacant at the time. And this is where Luke has a lot of pain. Luke is sharing a lot of pain with home, with loyalty, with family, with a home. And so this would exclude Luke. This is excluding Luke as being having anything to do with it. But what this is showing is that all of his pain that has been caused because of this case is going this direction. That's what it does show. And so I do wonder if they ever check this house for anything related to Nancy Guthrie, if they did any forensics on this house at all. If not, they failed her. And then this is the ninth house for the FBI. There could be some evidence here. Again, there could definitely be some evidence if the FBI would do their due diligence and test the home, would do some forensics on it. Hey Seth, good to see you, Witchy Mama. Hey y'all. So Annie, there is a lot of emotion here. Lots of emotion, and Jupiter is squaring it up. So that means that the law enforcement, if they were to check here, it could mess Annie up. It could mess her up. And then the missing event, the MC, the midheaven at 10 o'clock. It's right here. The midheaven is going right here at 10 p.m. And that's why I think this needs some focus, this vacant home. And for Chris Nanos, this is his north node. So he's fated here. There's a fate. And all we got to do is begin here at this home, and it's vacant. So I think that eventually may hold some type of, some type of weight here. Some type of weight. But let's keep on going where this energy is expanding with Nancy, because right through here is where Jupiter is, and this is where this is where we should be finding the law with Nancy Guthrie's case, is right through here, right now anyway. Okay, right now anyway. So that psych guy, Ronald Nathan, well, here's a past address for him. Here's a past address for him. Mr. Psych, financial advisor, don't know what he is, but he is definitely a psychiatrist, a single one. Like I said, single, ready to mingle. That's definitely Jupiter worthy. We got the Hacienda Estates. What else we got here? Through here, we also have the Tucson Tourist Center, Senior Living, Orthodox Church, the Tucson Hebrew Academy. Again, I keep going back and forth with that. Let's keep going with these. Raymond Flores. I don't remember who he is, but hey, he may be a part of this. And then we've got the Valeria Epstein connection. It's another address for them. Another address. Let's keep going down here. And we've got Ingalls and Volkers real estate. Sold the ranch here. I've got Ingalls and Volker. I mean, I've got them all kinds of places. Mercedes-Benz of Tucson. Catalina Title Agency. I've got Lowe's, because you never know. There could be something that, that was bought at Lowe's that we may come back to. We may come back to it. Fellowship Apartments. And this is where Alex was surrounded right here. This is where Alex was surrounded right here. And this is the Chiron in Leo. So Nancy's pain with children, with publicity, with fire, with competition, all things having to do with Leo, with the heart. Leo is the heart, right? And she was, the pacemaker of the heart. This is where we're looking for Jupiter to expand all throughout these right through here. This is where Jupiter is going to be expanding the law. So Alex Barnett is found there. Now let me bring the ambassador in, because I began to add him in, and look at that. This is where he is transformed in the public eye with Nancy, because he should be. He should be transformed in the public eye, because the Israeli ambassador was here in Tucson, Arizona, when she goes missing. And her Neptune in Virgo. that is about her health, connects to Israel and Missouri. And again, Missouri, the only thing that I can think of investment wise, other than, arms and the war, things, for the war is Vanguard. Vanguard. But yeah, I've started adding him in because I don't trust this guy. I don't trust these people. And of course, because Alex Barnett was surrounded here, this square of other people's money with lighter, all of this other people's money, things that are hidden with the investigation is challenging all of this publicity on these guys. And I'm taking note of where this dude is ending up. So again, this Leo energy is where we're going to see a lot of expansion, and we just did. We just did. We just saw a lot of expansion. May not have anything to do with their case at all. Absolutely not. And then we've got Luke. Luke may have moved here. The FBI, that's a divine justice with where that guy was arrested. There's a divine justice here with Alex Barnett with the FBI. And so whether or not it had anything to do with them or not, that could be the fall guy. And then of course, this is where we're coming to. We're going to come back. We're going to come back to Fort Huachuca. Write it down. We're coming back here. Write it down. We're going to be coming back here to Fort Huachuca, and we're going to be coming back to the Hebrew school that Leiter came to. Now, if we look at, say, Charles Schwab's, because Daphne mentioned Charles Schwab. Let me turn it back on. Let's see. Right here. Here is Charles Schwab. Investment. Again, we're just looking at investments, okay? Mars in Taurus is squaring the sun in Aquarius. So all the action that is taken here, if there was any action taken, or any action that was taken here on the corner with a car, this is where a car could have been. This is right exactly where the car could have been. It's right through here. And what? There's a little parking area. Somebody said that there was a car there. And that is Annie's Saturn that she connects to Sheriff Nanos. And there's the FBI. And this connects to Tommy. So if there's a car here, then it's going to be connected to them. That's what, and for right now, until I get somebody else on here that could be showing up. But the Mars, the car is here. This is where the car is. Then we go to, like I said, we're going to go to Charles Schwab right here. There's the CVS, that's where there was a lot of energy that is going here about money and values. There's a lot of fate on this angle with Nancy and her daughter, Annie. Annie's got a lot of fate here at the CVS. This is where all of that weight, when Nancy goes missing, all of that weight is coming on her here. It's coming on her here. And all of that is going up into Minnesota. But let's go back down because I want to show you another place that I've been really interested in. It could be a little further down in Oro Valley. No. It's right here, I believe. There it is, Oppenheimer. This right here may come about one day. So what we have here, again, this could be something having to do with investments. We may hear this on down the line, so you're going to hear it first here. So here is the Performance Associates International. This company specializes in providing specialized services to the mining industry. And of course, Arizona is big into the mining industry. Her neighbor, her husband, her town, her state, big into the mining industry. And so if they were going to invest, this could be a good way, a good thing to be investing in. Tommaso and Annie are investors. We've already seen that. The beginning of the show, we already see that they are investors. I think that it's very odd that the ransom people, they didn't ask for cash, they didn't ask for silver, didn't ask for gold, they asked for Bitcoin. So I would assume that they also are investors in Bitcoin. And there is Tommy. I mean, he's got a whole dark moon right here. There's a lot of disordered aggression with two people or with two companies. And there's Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer is definitely on the stock market. This is what really freaks me out. So Mike Eatson, he's a senior director at these companies. And then let's see if there was anything else that was on that line, because that was really the only thing that I was really, there's mining for gold right there. The Utah landfill. That could also be the dark moon with Tommy, is that she'll never be found because she is now at a landfill. I hate to say it, but I mean, it's possible. The dark moon for Tommy that's going with this angle. Oh, let me get back to it. It's going all the way this way. That angle for Tommy with the landfill. We've got Beverly Crane, which is Nancy's friend, Beverly, but I definitely would want to look closer to the FBI to see who could have been responsible if it wasn't for them. I think it could have been something that, went wrong. Something went wrong. Democratic Republic of the Congo. That's pretty let's see if I've got Democratic Republic of the Congo. Let me see if I've got that chart. I do. Democratic Republic of the Congo. Let me see with Nancy's chart and see if there's any connection here. I can't remember, but it may, because I do have them on there, so it could. There could be a connection here, and of course, I don't know what time she's born, so I'm only going to be able to use, I'm only going to be able to use on her chart just certain things that are going to be non-movers. You know what I mean? It's just going to be kind of a non-moving. What did FBI check recently? You do. Well, it definitely looks like the hold on. Hold up. So there's already been a disordered aggression. There's the dark moon has already went over them. Let's see what happened. Democratic Republic of the Congo. Let's see, news. That would have been like yesterday. Second meeting of the IHR Emergency Committee on the epidemic of Ebola. Okay, so that's it. So the dark moon has already went over them. That's why this was yesterday. That would have been it. The Ebola outbreak is spreading at a rapid pace. So yes. Yeah. And so what we can do is we can go back and we can go, okay, yeah, that's exactly what's going on. Because Jupiter is expanding right here. And what's happening? Ooh, is it's going to leave the 2729 with the dark moon is not just reflecting here, but they're reflecting with the military. They're reflecting with immigration or other people, in the different countries. So it could be not just spreading and expanding rapidly, but it could be going to other countries as well via the military. Via the military. You heard it first here. The 738 is definitely connected to Chris Nanos. So I'm going to keep that in mind. Chris Nanos definitely has the 738 in his chart, no matter what time he's born. Communications here in the fourth house with Mercury, that is definitely connecting to the Virgin Islands. I'm going to keep going and see. Hold on. Democratic Republic of the Congo. She could. She could definitely connect. 1526, 1525, something like that. She could. Let me see. 1808. $1407. So Saturn has just opposed relationships within the government, has just opposed them and the wisdom. So yeah, things are not looking good for those people, and it's definitely possible that that's going to it's going to travel. It's already traveling. 1510. Let me see. 2003. Huh. The three people moved out right before her abduction. They checked around the yard. Yeah. All right. I'm not seeing a big connection, but I do know that Hillary Clinton and Nancy are, every time that 419 comes into transit, her and Hillary are, there's definitely things going on with them. 1814. Let me see. Okay. No, I don't see it. But again, I don't know her. I don't know her I don't know her birth time. So let's get back. Let's get back to the map. Let's get back here. And let me turn these off. There's some places that I found interesting. And I want to go over them. So this could be Santiago's mom. This could be his mom. And the only way that I would have found her was through Facebook, and this could be a possible address for her. And so if so, this natal Mars in Taurus is squaring the sun in Aquarius. So the aggression toward Nancy when she was abducted, if there was an abduction, there would have been some aggression, and that aggression was squaring up with the sun. And so the vitality in the future with communicating with her values online or with groups or what have you, it's not able to happen because of the square. And so again, there's something weird here. If that is Santiago's mom. Here is shipments from China. Um, there were some people that were on the public records related to Santiago, I think, possibly. I'm leaving it open. but they are getting shipments from China a lot. Big shipments. It'll be one big oh, what do you call it? Cargo I can't think of the word. I can't think of it. I can't think of it. But it's a big, big shipment that would be coming from China. I thought that that was kind of interesting. That is related to him. And then Shane, the brother, this is a possible address. Shane Barnett, who is the brother of Alex, this is a possible address for him. And this is where that Mercury and was squaring up with that Uranus and Taurus. So the Mercury in Aquarius is about a gang. It could be about a gang. It could be gang related. It could be more than two because it's in Aquarius. Mercury is all of a sudden you're going to think Mercury is definitely two because it's ruled by Gemini. But in Aquarius, it's going to be more than two. It could be a possible gang or, something having to do with homelessness. Gang related is the Aquarius can also be, all of those documents, all of the documents that dropped with Epstein, that could be it as well. But it would be a group of people that is squaring up with Nancy with money, with assets, with things that she owns, things that she possesses that could be worth a lot of money. May not be her finances per se, but something that she would have, something that she would own, because Venus is right here as well. So we've got Mercury and Venus with Nancy, and Shane Barnett is right there. So I don't know if, his brother lived with him, if his brother lives right around here or what happened. I don't know. I don't know. I do know that his dad lives on the other side. And then I saw this uh Santiago may have his baby mama, I think is Alyssa, and she may have an address here. There's the airport right by her property, but again, there's the Venus and the Mercury, and it could be signaling some type of gang. What other addresses did I come up with? The Castanedas, again, I'm thinking that this could be somewhat related to Santiago. I don't know. Because like I said, it's really hard to find anything on them. Like anything. You really got to search. Like I did it for hours yesterday and it was very difficult. And for people like them, I don't understand why it's almost like everything is just scrubbed. But this could be the father of Santiago, and then the in care of, okay, and the in care of with that lawsuit. Okay, so it says in care of Verita Global LLC. So this in care of, I looked up their address. And so this address on the map is right here. It's right here. It's the third house of communications with the FBI. They get a shakeup. They definitely get a shakeup when it comes to a business, work, groups. There's a group action lawsuit here. And so the FBI would have been, they would have gotten this. They would have known this with their investigation, and it would have shaken them up. And this Juno is a relationship. That relationship is going to go back to Annie. There's Annie. This is her Venus in Capricorn. It's about money. It's about money. It's about the ransom. And so her desires are challenged on this angle with the law enforcement and business. This angle sits on Splinter and ransom from Derek. So this is also going over Splinter. You know, you just can't, the map is telling us a story here. And then here's the missing event. There's lots of energy with a relationship. What is the relationship? It's these people. And it's squaring Ceres in the 7th house of Aries. So I want to see this missing event that is squaring Aries. I mean, that's squaring Ceres, and it's going this way. It's going this way. So I want to look at this angle and see if it can give us any clue at all. And it's going to be this green line. I want to see anything that I might have on the map already on this green line, because this is the challenge, is to figure out where Nancy could be. This green line right here is challenging. Hold on. Is it this one? It's the series. There it is. It's right here. It's right here. It's going over this property. So it's going over 2145. There's a relationship here, and we got to find it, or it's going to find us. I'll tell you what, it's definitely going to find us. So we keep on going. Catalina Foothills Church. See if there's anything next door to it. No, that's just the. Let's keep going. There's Tommaso. There's the natal. There's Tommaso. So Tommaso's Chiron is also right here. This is where he's sharing a lot of pain. So let's go back. The parking area. This is where he's sharing a lot of pain. So it's with the car. You take Annie off for a second and see who that line is. Okay. All the problems with Nanos is right through here. All the problems with the evidence is right through here. The problem that he's facing with the evidence. And it's definitely two people. Definitely two people. Problem with the evidence is all the pain. Push Ridge Christian Academy I've got right there. Okay, so I've definitely followed this line. This is arrest worthy, and look at that. Okay, so this is where there was a replaced pipe. There was a replaced pipe right here. So the replaced pipe is right here. Down through there somewhere. That was the replaced pipe. Hey, Michelle, good to see you. Hey, Orb. Huh. Communications with health and warring, possibly Bitcoin connection. Communications, 2 or more people. So we definitely have some East Inner Road. I don't remember why I had that one there. And we're going into Oracle. So there's a lot. Merritt Trailhead. It takes a lot of work. I think we've looked through here. Hold on. What is this? There's a lot of pain for Tommy up here. with the missing event. And that's, when you see you're looking for a missing person, you see dumpsters. I mean, it doesn't give you the good, the good feel. But then, this is a campground. And she could have been, she could be sipping margaritas out here. Looks like a bunch of kayaking as well throughout here. And this is where the FBI line is coming with all of the pain with Tommy. Like, wow. Yeah, margaritas would be the best case scenario. What you said. What you said. But there's places out here, I'm sure, that locals would know. So that's where the FBI line is. Oh, dang. So it looks like we're still at the campground. That's big. That's a big campground out there. It's big. I mean, huge. Like miles and miles and miles. This is definitely nature. Then we've got, look at all these. Look at all of this, man. I mean, RVs for days. Whoa. She could have been held up in one of them, guys. She could have been held up in one of them. Wow. Saturn, FBI Saturn in the sixth house of Aries. So the Saturn could be, Saturn can be the woods. Aries would be fire. Fire and woods. What is this? Spirit Dog Ranch. And then that way is the Pistol Club. So you go this way for the Pistol Club. And then this place for the ranch, for the dog ranch. Okay. That's true. Mm. This is Grand Junction, Epstein. Now we're into Colorado and Wyoming. And of course, Missouri River. No, a lot of trails, a lot of manholes, guys. Let me turn on lighter. Okay. Oh, there's Cameron. Let's turn Cameron off. Let's turn lighter on. So I've started putting him in the Israeli ambassador just to see what is pulling for him during this missing event. And of course, that's where Alex Burnett was, that's where he was surrounded right there on this trans-Pluto line that is squaring up with the Neptune in Scorpio. So let's say that he had something to do with it. He's like the big boss man. Then the Neptune in Scorpio, this is where I would definitely want to locate Nancy. If he were to the Neptune and the Cupid, a lot of times will bring in, if I know the perpetrator, I think that there's patterns that have showed me so far. That would be a good indicator. Be a good indicator. So it's going over 286. If we go into Mexico, of course, this line is going all the way into Mexico, but this is the same area, this is the same place where William Hubie, the absconder, this is where he was uh, involved in a wreck that unalived a elderly woman, and she was 84. She was also 84. So if we were to say, okay, well, there some little trail right here? Is there some little trail? And see, ooh, I bet this is where she was unalive. Look at that. I bet that's her. I bet that memorial is for her. This is exactly where William Hubie had a head-on collision with her and her daughter. Her daughter survived, but she did not. And again, 84, you've got that Uranus return. It shakes you up. It comes quickly. It's abrupt. It's abrupt. And I don't know what that woman's Uranus was in, but you know what? It wasn't in Taurus. Wow, I wish I could see like what the name is on that. So I bet that's her. I bet this is exactly where he had the wreck. And so if we, consider that there is a trail here, but it looks like this is private property. No, National Wildlife Refuge. So this is protected wildlife here. Protected wildlife. And you can park right here. So it was this curve that he was coming around. And what was happening is Mr. William Hubie, the absconder, who, has a warrant, nobody's found him. He was smuggling in illegals from the border. The dude has some connections, okay? He definitely has some connections. This is an area, man, I tell you what. All of this. All of this. I mean, the woman could be anywhere, but I'm allowing the FBI to take the lead if we were to ever find Nancy. But man, oh man, so they come around this curve and he's coming this way from the border and the elderly woman is coming this way. And that's what I'm assuming because he is smuggling them in. So he would be coming from the opposite direction. And then that's where she was probably thrown out of the car, or this is probably where it happened. Guarantee ya. I need to make a note of that. I need to make a note of that. It's right here. Oh, hold on. Wow. There it is. And that's a trip because the Neptune and Scorpio, this is how they would have found him. And maybe they haven't found him. Maybe he's still absconding for a reason because they don't want to find him. This is the wildlife. Let me see what all is showing up here. Let's see what all is showing up here. So the FBI is definitely here with the Israeli ambassador, and this is where this is where the FBI receives leads that connects to Tommy. And this was in transit when she went missing, and this is the reason why there is a connection with the FBI and Tommy with the vehicle. And it's like this is where they receive leads, but this is where there's a breakup with evidence with Tommy. And we see the missing is right here as well. Apollo and Scorpio. So this the physician that is hidden. There's a hidden physician here. Hidden physician. Interesting. This is where I would want to find her right around here. Right around here, maybe. Because let me tell you something, this is away from everything. Oh, wow. Let's look at that. Is that an address? National Wildlife Refuge. Nothing but wildlife. You can see that that gate's open. Well, I tell you what, if she's buried in nature, I would say she may just be out here. Because it's just nothing. Is that a farm? I don't see not one house. I just see a trail. Man, this is a trip. I don't see any houses out here. Let me go back down. There's one, too, right through here. Looks like there used to be something right there. It's in a circle. It's right there. All of this is protected land. Protected land. The Saturn for the FBI. The Saturn for the FBI is back through here. No, this is arrest worthy. This is off of 286. FBI leads. FBI lead. And that's off of 286. So I think I want to be on 286. What do y'all think? I mean, damn, there's the FBI too, right there. There's houses right through here. Land available. So this land is available out here. Oh, shoot. What am I doing? Sorry. See something white back there. So it could be a little camper. A little camper. Okay, of course, we can't see it. Can't see shit. Huh. Let me see if anybody else is showing up here. Ah, shit. Arizona receives leads, so we're receiving leads out through here. Wow. Damn. There's Luke. Luke's Pluto and his Cupid. Ah, I know where we're at. So all of those lines, all of the behavior that is going over where Kayla held upside down at the El Rancho Diablo, all of those are coming here too. All of those are coming here as well. Even Cameron. Cameron is also right here. The Neptune and Scorpio. His Neptune and Scorpio is out here too. So this would be a good area besides the old ranch. But man, talk about nature. This would be it. Talk about nature. This would be it. And it's right there. I mean, right where William Hubie and that woman had a head-on collision right here. Unless this is just talking about him. And I'm not, I'm not accusing him of anything. I'm not accusing him of anything. I don't know. I don't know what he knows, if he knows anything, where he's at, what he's doing. But in 2016, he was 31. His co-defendant, Robert Evan Butcher. I don't know if I have Robert's information on here yet. I might not have could find him. Yeah, I don't have him on here. Oh, yeah, I do. Hold on. Maybe. This could be him. Things of the past. Okay, so it could be. It could be. Let's see. Hubie panicked when he recognized an unmarked Border Patrol unit and fled at extremely high rate of speed. Swerved onto oncoming rush hour traffic and collided head on with another motorist. Let me see exactly where that was. Let me make sure I've got it where it was. Okay, so I heard that was on 86. I read it was on 86, but now I'm seeing another road. So let's go to that road. Damn. Let's see if this is. Oh, well, shit. I have it on the maps right there. So it was off of 86. Okay. So it's right here. Hmm. Well, damn. I wonder whose marker is over here. That's freaky, guys. Somebody has died over here. That is freaky. I was thinking it was right here. On that curve. And damn if I don't have it marked exactly where it happened. But there's all kinds of pull-off places over here. This is definitely nature. This is definitely nature. But I would want to go if I was there looking for Nancy, I would definitely want to go where the FBI lines are coming over and they're all bunched up together right there. Just like the El Rancho Diablo. I mean, it's the same thing. Am I going the wrong way here? I haven't gotten to the curve yet. Hold on. Where's the curve? Is it right here? Shit, I marked it. I absolutely marked it. But where did it go? Oh, I'm way down here. I'm way down here. Okay, well. Marker. There it is. Yeah, it definitely doesn't look familiar. We haven't went down this road. But this is that's pretty freaky right there. And it doesn't look like it's that old. Like it looks like it's actually got fresh flowers and everything. It's got fresh flowers, it's got, little lights. Aw. I mean, it could be a little baby or something. But it's just one marker. Doesn't look like that there's a cemetery here or anything like that. So it could just be a marker where someone had a crash. Dang. Dang. Just trips me out. Hey, time to break my brain again. Pretty look loose. Time to break your brain, girl. Keep up, honey. You got this. This isn't really that bad. It's really not that bad. I've got a place too. I thought that I marked. I don't guess I did. Dang it. But there was even a place that I marked where I think that there's an opening to the border. Like you can just crawl in and crawl out. Ah, I don't remember. Oh, what else did I have on here? Hold on, let me take off these addresses because there was something else that I marked on here. It's this one. Where's it at? Where's it at? The Vivint. Where's it at? There it is. Okay. So somebody was playing a clip of, was it? It could have been Daphne again. I don't remember, but somebody was playing a clip of two guys and they were talking about Vivint smart home security. Like they were saying that there was a caregiver in the home with Nancy, could have possibly been Ann Burnson, but that there were security cameras installed inside the home And the two guys that were talking gave this card and said that it was in, one of them was based out of North Carolina. Anyway, this is the one that I found on the map. And this is where the FBI would have a breakup with charity, hospitals, medicines, lake addiction, things of the past. Things of the past with the FBI. But there would be a lot of warring with this. I don't know, man. I don't know. So I've got that on the map. And then the car sales, I got a Jiffy Lube. Shane, I already showed you all that. I already showed you guys all that on the map. And I showed you about that too. It's like, I don't think, if I can find this guy's birthday, the Santiago George Rogers, if I could find his birthday, it would make a big difference. I personally have looked at Alex James Barnett's natal chart, and I don't see, I literally do not see where he could be involved. But was it 857? Okay. Okay. Well, it may have been 857. It may have been. So, are you guys interested in seeing the chart of Dolly Parton? Do you want to see that? Let me know. I think that Dolly, so I looked at her chart a few months ago, and what I noticed was Saturn was activating her chart, her ascendant in Virgo, and it was stationing right there. So once that took place, and there was a lot of things going on with the library and the Missouri connection with her. There was, and I'm trying to find that past life that I did, because I was concerned about her health. I was concerned about her health, and I was concerned that either she's not seeing it or she's not letting anybody else know that she was not doing good. Because I haven't heard anything about her, the reason, why she passed away. But she was in Nashville, surrounded by family, and it first broke at 11 a.m. this morning. First broke at 11 a.m. So when the news broke, of course, is not going to be when, she passed away. I would say that she passed away, gave the time, the family time to come to grips with it before they let the media know. So let me go ahead and show you guys that. Let me show you guys that. Poor Dolly. And I mean, not really poor Dolly, but her fans, I was really concerned about her. And everybody was like, well, she is going through this with this person. And I'm like, okay, well, that could be it then. So here is the death. So her chart is on the left, and then her death is on the right. Or when she was, when they told us about it, is on the right. We can see that her midheaven is all about Mercury. Okay, this is the singing, this is the communications, and this is the media. So the 1258, we can definitely see that there was an intensity that was taking place when the announcement came. It's in Gemini in the 8th house. And it's critical with the values. Could have had something to do with the ears, nose, and throat, but nevertheless, or her lungs, because it is in Gemini. Could have been a really bad cold, something like that. I don't know, but this 1258 is definitely showing up and showing out with it. Now, what I do see that's coming, that I want to tell you guys about, I do see that this is coming, is Mars is making its way to this outer wheel. to her Saturn, to her natal Mars, this is where Mars is coming to. Right now, Mars is here. So the way that she brings in money, the work, maybe the estate, the government, the taxes, there's things that are going to be coming here that's going to be slowing her down, her legacy down, and it could be with the libraries, okay? Could be with the libraries. Definitely noticed that the sun had just crossed over her moon with things in the past. The sun at a 228 at 11. Well, the sun had already opposed her sixth house of health with Hygeia. This would oppose the hospital. This would oppose, um, there was an opposition with her health. It could be, Pisces can be endings too. So the world health and the endings, the sun is shining on it, but it's opposing. What had happened back in June and July is Saturn was activating her ascendant. And so there was things going on with her health at that time, I think. And it was things that we weren't seeing in the media because it's Pisces. She would have been going back and forth to the doctor. It could have had something to do with medicines. I'm not sure. Mercury is here, Mercury and the sun. There's a Mercury Cazimi right now. That's when Mercury is right up under the sun. And so this Mercury Cazimi is hanging out in this 12th house. And so Mercury is making its way. It's at a 24, and today it's making its way to the moon and the things of the past. So we're going to be reflecting on everything about her magnetism, the publicity. Everybody is going to be reflecting on her today. We can see that Jupiter is at a 1221. That's activating the ascendant of the United States. And so all attention is on the United States with Dolly Parton. We can already tell that Jupiter has already transformed. This would have been with the courts. This would have been about kids. This would have been about the libraries. There was already a major transformation with the courts. Could also be Jupiter is also religion. So it could be other religions, other, like the Vatican or what have you. They would have taken note and wanted to intensify her wealth with these, or the legacy with these libraries. Venus at a 1752 in Libra. Venus is right here. Venus is actually in the second house of values, and Venus is coming to her Chiron. Her values with the government, her values with relationships, with the justice system. There is with her estate, with her contracts. Their contracts. The other thing that I'm definitely noticing here is that the fourth house of home, okay, the IC is in Sag. So this is Sagittarius, and the dark moon is coming here, where she's already been before at home. The dark moon is going to be coming to a 2827, where she's already been. Now, the Sagittarius energy is about immigration. It's about higher learning. It's about flight, military, religion. And she's been here before. So we're going back into the past. And it's going to bring disordered aggression to her fans, because it won't be bringing disordered aggression to her. This will bring disordered aggression to her fans. Let me go back to Venus for a second. Venus, I forgot to tell you guys this. Venus here in the second house is opposing, it was opposing this morning, early this morning, it was opposing the eighth house. In the eighth house, there was this breakup of values, breakup with relationships and the values. And so Admetos is definitely was opposing in the eighth house. The eighth house about other people's money, things that are hidden. So even as she is passing away this morning, I'm not sure what all was being said, what all was going on, but I know that we're going to hear about it. We're definitely going to hear about it, because there's relationships that are coming. There's a relationship at a 2722 that is here in the fifth house of kids, and it's coming to her Venus. There's going to be a relationship that is going to shake up her Venus in the fifth house of kids. And I can only speculate how that would turn out with the kids, the work, the Vatican, things of that nature. But there's going to be a shakeup with that very soon. Very soon, because it's not going to take Juno long to get to that 26. And then what else did I notice this morning when I looked at it? Saturn, of course, Saturn is sitting here. There's already been there was an investigation. There was this wake up call with Dolly when it comes to her estate, her will, all of that. There was definitely a wake up call. And whatever that was that she was looking for, whatever they were trying to find or what have you, there was a huge weight on her. There was a huge weight on her with this wake up call. And Palace is an investigator. So what were we investigating? What was the investigation here? And we'll find out. We don't know, right? We just don't know. We can only speculate. She was about to have a Uranus return. So at 84 years of age, we have a Uranus return. And Uranus is going to station retrograde, but then it's going to come back. And then it's going to shake her up. Even though she's going to be passed away, she is still going to have a Uranus return. And let's go ahead and look and see. And it's already an orb. You know what I mean? You don't have to be 84 or 83, but it should be 1349. 1349. This is when it's going to be in full effect. It's already in effect now. I mean, look at what happened. Let's look at years. Okay. So 13. I was going to go back in retrograde. Okay. Let's go another year. Okay, so it's definitely going to be what was it again? 13. You go back. 1349. Oh shit. August 18th, 2028. August 18th, 2028. So we're going to come back here and there's going to be a shakeup with communications with two people with Dolly. And so as we learn more, because there's going to be a relationship, look at that, the 1414. There's a relationship that's going to sit on that ascendant. Right there. On August 19th, there's going to be a relationship that's going to sit on that ascendant. Whoa. Let me see. Hmm. Well, that's interesting. It's definitely with the United States. Definitely with the United States because the 555 is coming to the 556. I don't know. You know, who knows? Maybe there's going to be a bunch of conspiracy that's going to be with Uranus. There's no telling because this Uranus return that's already in orb because Uranus is conjunct her Uranus. And so she doesn't have to be 84 for it to shake her up. You know what I mean? Does not have to be 84. It is already in orb at 80. And we can see that because it definitely shook her up. See, the 13 degree and the 5, well, we only needed 10-degree orb for it to I mean, it's right here in the ninth house. Once it gets to the 1258, it sits on her midheaven. But there's only a 10, a 10-degree orb, a 10-degree difference for that to really be feeling. Like she would have started feeling it as soon as Uranus came into Gemini. Yeah, you just do. Witchy mama, why you give up? What you mean you give up? What do you mean? What you mean, girl? What do you give up on? Don't give up. Whatever it is, don't give up. What are you giving up on? Venus is also, if we think about it with Dolly, I mean, shit, Venus has already went over um the wisdom and the Neptune. I text her the same thing. She's good. Okay. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. So that's what I'm thinking about with Dolly. That's what I'm thinking about with Dolly. Now let's look. Here is the sun is shining. Look at this. This is this is happening right now. This is happening right now. Look at this. The sun is shining on the values of the New York Stock Exchange. The sun is shining on the hidden money with Annie. She's having some, some issues. She's feeling it. She's feeling it. Last night, the 628 that was in transit with Nancy and Tommy when Bartlett was arrested. It was in transit last night. There was this breakup, and wasn't it? There was definitely a breakup with Tommy because that guy got, apprehended. And I'm not so sure that Tommy, doesn't know everything. And I don't know. There's just something about it. His Chiron return is coming. It's coming. Chiron is at a 2720, 717, 18 to 19 to 20. Either way, there's a relationship in the government that is coming. There's a relationship. Is that the broker? Is that a broker? I don't know. We're definitely learning some things about Mexico. We're definitely learning some things with President Trump. President Trump is learning some things, and we are definitely seeing a lot of values with governing bodies and contracts and things of that nature with Mexico right now. And Oregon and Cameron share a 1220 in Leo, which has just been expanded. And guess when that was expanded? Yes, you're right. It was expanded last night when the law got Alex Barnett. Damn, we're going to see a lot of energy going with Israel. Lots of energy with Israel, lots of energy with um, Elon Musk. That's taking place right now. Major transformation taking place with Texas and New Mexico right now. So if we look at it and we go, okay, all right. And then yesterday, guys, when he got arrested, when Alex got arrested last night, the 349 was in transit. And I think I need to just show y'all that. I think I really need to show you guys that because you hear me saying these connections all the time, but it's different when you see it. So let me look for when he got arrested. Look for when he got arrested last night. I think. Oh, that was on the run. And I may have stopped it last night. Yeah, I did when he was arrested. So him on the run and then him arrested last night. This is around 10 o'clock, right before he was arrested. And so the 349 is Annie. This is actually Neptune. Neptune is in Aries and it's in the 12th house, and we're thinking about things of the past with this 2420, with things that we don't see. The 349 is Homeland Security all day long. There are things that that Homeland Security is hiding with with Neptune. And it could be having to do with drugs, smuggling, things of that nature, things that are not, that are a lot of warring with it, a lot of firing with it, a lot of fire. Okay. But we have to dissolve it. But this 349 is connecting to Annie and her sister Savannah, and they connect to Homeland, which also connects to ICE. Just saying, immigration. And then the 628, this divine justice with Pisces is coming for Nancy and it's coming for Tommy because they connect with this energy. And the 628 also goes to Oregon, Texas, and New Mexico. So the 628 is coming into transit. The 1720 is the weight with Annie. So Venus is showing up with the weight with the law enforcement, the law enforcement officer. I mean, it's just plain as day. And then the 523 is coming into the 522, in which Chris Nanos connects to Missouri with. So the 522, so we'll see that here in just a second. So there it is right there, the 522 right there. The 2248, that's going to be Mr. Alex Barnett. The 1450 that's coming into transit, that is going to be Mexico. Home and public attention on Mexico. But before all that stuff happened, you see, before all of that happened, when the man got shot, him and his wife, I want you to see this. The lunar nodes of fate were at a 2957. Okay, they were at a 2957. This was the day that I was like, oh, shit's going to go down, because that 522 is coming into transit with Chris Nanos. There it is. There's the 522. And then Saturn was coming to make contact with and activate Annie's chart, which was at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on the 19th. And I keep saying that this 1610 with Poseidon, that definitely goes to Hillary Clinton. It goes to Alan Dershowitz, but guess who else it goes to? It also goes to Erica Kirk. This 1610 is pretty prominent. Very prominent, in fact. Very prominent. So Annie's having limits and obstacles here on Wednesday. A lot of warring, a lot of things going down. There's a major opposition with Donald Trump. The fate, he is holding a lot of fate, a lot of weight with him. There's a lot of things going on this day with Virginia Guthrie, with Epstein, all of that on the 19th. Then on the 20th, hold on, let me go back. I mean, let me move forward to when he begins to get surrounded, because the fate is now on Israel, Missouri, and Nancy. When dude is, let's see, when was that? Or was that this morning? Shit. Oh, no, 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 no. That was the morning of the 24th. The morning of the 24th, that's where it is. And look, the 418 is coming to that 419 that Nancy has this 419. So does Hillary Clinton. The 2941, things of the past that she has faded with her kids, the health, the groups, the gangs. This is on the 24th at 7 o'clock in the morning. So yesterday morning at 7 a.m., this is what is happening. 7 a.m., this is what has taken place. And Missouri is big. I mean, Missouri is big with this energy right here, too. Of course, so is Israel. And a lot of warring. There's a lot of warring. There's things that Netanyahu and President Trump don't see. There's things that they are not seeing. Almost like they're being duped. Because the Saturn has just went over Arizona at a 1408. The Saturn has already opposed Erica Kirk. There's things happening here behind the scenes that we're not seeing clearly, especially with Netanyahu and President Trump. But guess who else has that 641 in their chart, no matter what time he's born? Let me show you. The other person that connects to the warring with Donald Trump and Netanyahu at a 641 is, you guessed it, Peter McCall, the next door neighbor, the engineer next door to Nancy's. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No matter what time he's born, he has the 641. And it's a major transformation in the public eye with Donald Trump and with Netanyahu. For some reason, no matter what time he's born, he connects to them. But it's a transformation in the public eye. I don't understand that just yet. I don't understand that at all, but we do know that, he's made discoveries, huge discoveries, and, it's big in that industry with them. And remember, he owns this house. Let me show you again where Peter lives. Or where the property that he owns, because I think that is just, I don't know, it just kind of blows my mind a little bit. This is where Peter McCall lives, right next door. But then he rents this house out. He rents it out. And I think that there is another IMDEX Incorporated. So he owns the IMDEX Incorporated. He is the president. Okay, maybe he's not the owner, but he is the president of IMDEX. Let me turn on. So the pain that Luke has that goes over that home that's vacant, well, it's in a good standing with his fate that goes here. Yeah, it's the gym guy. Well, it's not really. I mean, he's an engineer. He's a big dog. Peter's a big dog, and this is where he made a discovery right here in Mexico, right here. So the same lines that are going over where the dude was arrested, where Barnett was arrested, the same lines are coming down here to where Peter made this discovery in Mexico. He made massive discoveries here. And this is where her pain is. She has a lot of pain. Nancy has a lot of pain here. I don't know if there was some type of jealousy. I don't know if what type of relationship, if anything, that they had, that she and Peter had. I don't know. But you see, lighter is coming here too. This is the same lines that are coming over where dude got arrested. And this is where, Jupiter is just expanded her Chiron. Jupiter literally expands it, anything it touches. And it's about the military, religion, immigration, things of that nature, other countries. In Leo, it can definitely be about competition. It's a lot of publicity. And Peter, this is where he found rare mineral that was named after him. And it's called Peter Megawhite. This is where he found a rare mineral, guys. And as you can see, this is definitely in another country in South America. And this is where Nancy learns about him finding this rare mineral. This is where she learns. And she also learns all of this teaching, all of this teacher stuff is going over the Hebrew school as well. And guess who is right there too? There he is. Lighter. This is his Venus in Virgo. Ceres opposes Cameron Guthrie, goes all the way to Australia. Lots of energy with the courts, trouble with money and evidence. This is Annie's Vesta and Leo. There's a flame of light that is reigniting all the time. Chris Nanos, this is where there is a lot of intense transformation with him in the public eye. And then we've got Savannah. Savannah's sitting right on that mineral. Savannah Guthrie, this is where she has a lot of energy that is coming here. And it's highly religious. It's about the international, a learning angle for sure, where Peter found this rare mineral. And so if Peter is the president of IMDEX, we do have an IMDEX here. In Utah. Break up with a lot of warring with charity. This would be with the IMDX, it would be where we're hiding money. It would be like a fraud, in my opinion. And then here's another IMDEX right here. So we got one in Utah, one in Arizona, and then we've got one here in Australia. Interesting, right? Interesting, because a lighter is coming here too. You know where Peter found the mineral that's named after him? Well, that angle is going to Australia, guys. It's going right here. And who is from Australia? Who was born here? Nancy's kids. Nancy's kiddos. And we've got the FBI. They're anti-vertex. This is about communications, Bitcoin, media, courts, intense experiences. Annie's Vesta. So everything that is going there, where Peter made a discovery of a rare mineral. The angle is right here, guys. You can see it. It's right here. Same thing. I mean, it's just wild. And then Tommy is also here. This is where his Neptune in Sagittarius is. Tommy's also here. The missing event is here at 10 p.m. It connects to Epstein and witness protection, moves toward connection to New Mexico, Department of Defense. investigations, challenges with courts, immigration, possibly university, planes, religion. Peter's angle with both properties. I've got Peter in this too. He's right there too. Now, let's look at Vancouver. Let's see. That's the cartel. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Peter, he's done a lot in his lifetime, guys. He is the co-founder of Mag Silver Corporation. You can bet your butt that this is also a connection with Nancy to the Saturn of the New York Stock Exchange, too. Mag Silver Corporation. And then right next to it, in this same building, okay, here's the building with where this is where Peter has co-founded. Okay, so same building. We're looking at this building right here. The Mag Silver Corporation is right there in Vancouver, British Columbia. And now all we got to do is just turn around. And we're looking at this building right here. Oh, shit. That building right there. And this is where the silver mining company that these Mexicans worked for, they were kidnapped and unalived by the Sinaloa cartel. And it just so happens to be the next building over. But then, just a block away, there's FGS Global. The FGS Global office in Vancouver, that's Michael Feldman, Savannah's husband. I mean, they're just all neighbors. So much so that they're just coming in together right there. And look at that. I want you to understand that this missing angle, okay, that's going to Australia is coming here too. That angle that is going to Australia, that is going to Peter's rare mineral, is telling the same story. It's the same lines, guys. It's the same angle. And then for the FBI, this is how they create, where they would hide money, where they would hide money, or any type of drug related, anything having to do with this cartel. So Peter McGaw, rare mineral, named after him. The rare mineral named after renowned exploration geologist Dr. Peter McGaw is called Peter Megawhite. There it is. There he is. There's Mr. Peter. There he is. Neighbor. The neighbor. Hold on. It's not wanting to. Named in early 2022 to honor Dr. Peter McGaw of Tucson, Arizona, for his extensive work in economic geology and his deep contributions to the mineralogical community. First discovered at the El Dragon mine in Potosi, Bolivia. That's where I just showed you, is in Bolivia, where he discovered it. And so I've done a lot of homework on Peter. because he is the next door neighbor that doesn't live there and he rents it out like as an Airbnb. So the mining, Peter McGall and mining, as you can see, this is where I got that he is the president of IMDEX. He is the co-founder of Mag Silver. And I haven't found that. The gold right here, consulting exploration geologist. He worked at the University of Arizona, focused on geological and geochemical study of the different composites and deposits of Mexico in general. Published extensively about these deposits and is a frequent speaker at international academic and technical symposia. His primary exploration with these deposits, which is in North and South America. It's also in Ireland and Turkey. So he travels all around the world exploring. And he won the Mineralogical Award for 2009. Unusual selenine species, Peter Megawhite, was named for him in early 2022. Peter Megawhite mineral. And there it is. These are all, I mean, like this one, this one, this one. These are minerals that he has found, but it's this one, these three right here, that are named after him. Rare minerals. Interesting, isn't it? I mean, the man's got a whole, it's named after him. I mean, in publications and everything. The Canadian Journal of Mineralogy and Petrology. And this is a whole paper on it of the rare mineral. So I think that that's interesting that he does live, he's got these addresses that are pulling, and the fact that this IMDX, let me go back to what I said about the IMDX. Somebody wrote about him too. Who's Peter McGaw and why is he in the talks? In the talks of what? Let me see what they're saying about him here. Did the abductors target the wrong house and mistakenly kidnap Nancy Guthrie? I mean, I guess it's possible, but I don't think so. Yesterday at approximately 4:02, a gold from Breckenridge was removed. If you recognize this person, I remember that. I remember that. Could he have been the original target? Huh. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, dude was there on January 11th. I mean, they were definitely checking it out. And then again, it's talking about the Peter Megawhite, the new mineral. and him giving awards. There he is again. I mean, he's definitely a high profiler. And it's like, it's hard to do the type of work that Peter does and not be targeted by a and not be targeted. So, Cascabel. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Oh shit, where's the address to that? That's why I've got that. That's why I've got that address. I need to mark that because that's where the town is. Hold on, let me mark that on the map. Okay, so I've got this, and this is the town. So let's add that one too. Let's add that one too to the map because this, my friends, this would tell. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, I couldn't remember why I had this city. I just had the city. What we don't see with the health and long travels with the flame of life is on this angle connects to Israel, Missouri, and Russia. So this 2941 that she has, there was an opposition. Okay, there was an opposition with Neptune. So the night, when was it? It was January 11th, I think, is what I've got. Let me pull it. January 11th, Nancy. The guy came in, he came around her house. The moon is in Scorpio, around noon. And the 1814 is definitely Nancy. So that's the reason why I've got it at noon. Okay. So what is happening here? Well, what's happening is in the next hour, there's things going on with Nancy in the day. Okay. And then by the evening hour, right here, actually, it's going to be later than that. It's going to be around 3 a.m. So around 3 a.m., this is when it gets really intense for Nancy. She could be asleep, she could be, doing whatever. But okay, so January 12th in the middle of the night, January 11th has passed. Nancy Guthrie is more than likely asleep. Hold on. And what's happening here is there is something that she may see clear. She may have seen something or is not, but there is an opposition. This 2941 is in Pisces. So Neptune rules Pisces. Okay. Neptune being in Pisces is you cannot see anything clear at all. But Nancy, on the other hand, her Neptune is in Virgo, which allows her to see things a little bit more clearer. Her intuition is a little bit more clear, although her intuition is not leading to a bunch of dreamy stuff. That's the way that I might could explain it. You know what I mean? But Nancy, this 2941 is in an opposition. So the Neptunes are in a direct opposition, and this is a big deal. This is a big deal. So this chart, um, with 3 a.m. is one to really look at for me. It's one to really look at and try to take note and try to understand who all is in this chart, who all could be connected to this chart. And then looking at Nancy's chart and seeing what this all is, what this is saying. And of course, her position at a 1450 is definitely going to connect to Mexico. Her position Apollo, the position at a 1450 could definitely be Mexico. There's other states that have that 1450. But yeah, that's a big deal. So on the 11th, when the porch guy allegedly comes, before he comes to abduct her and hanging out, I don't know. It's the weirdest thing. Very weird. There's an opposition with Nancy at the time. And like I said, that 2941 definitely goes to Missouri and Israel. No doubt about it. So there was things happening for her, the lunar nodes of fate, the lunar nodes, this 448, the 448 on January 12th. That's Elon Musk. That's Israel. And it's also Russia. But look, this is what is really interesting to me is the 1610. The 1610 is, again, the 1610 goes to Erica Kirk. It goes to Alan Dershowitz. And it's always showing up. The 1610 is just always showing up. Let me go to Alex Barnett. Let me see if he has that 1610. Because I believe he does. Actually believe he does. The Alex Barnett. Alex, where you at? No. Because they gave his birthday out. That's the only reason why I have that boy's birthday. So watch this. So during this period of time, this 1610 that I keep, thinking goes to Dershowitz and Hillary Clinton. Well, no matter what time Alex James Barnett is born, guys, there's a breakup with money, with gems, with minerals, with values. The 1610. His Admetos is a 1610. And there was a devouring energy here. So could these guys be the guys that everybody's been looking for? It's possible. But it does make me wonder because there's a breakup with Hillary here, with her Venus in Scorpio. And it definitely goes to Alan Dershowitz as well. So he is highly connected to them too. And when that shooting took place with that poor man, the 2704 was in transit with the United States. The dark moon was at a 2704. And it's the teacher. It's the teacher of the United States. It's a federal degree. So the 2704 with the United States and this unaliving of the cop, where do I have that? Where's Carlos? Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Right there. Let me show you what I'm talking about because this is serious shit. It's serious. So the United States, and when he was shot, when Carlos was taken out, it wasn't random. Maybe one day we're gonna hear the real story. The 2704 is in the 5th house of kids. Okay, now I've heard rumors, well, one of the dudes is taking him out because the girl is carrying his baby. Has nothing to do with Nancy. That's all that there is. Well, the 2704 in Sag is sitting right here on the United States white moon. That means that the dark moon and the white moon are just hanging out here. And this is a teacher. She teaches lessons. We are experimenting with fire. We experiment like the Tunguska event. We experiment with like the atomic bomb. We experiment with missiles. This is a fiery energy, and there is a disordered aggression there. Now, the ninth house does rule military and cops. It can, judges, things like that. Yeah, of course. But this was a day that I was watching because the 9/11 here in the fifth house, okay, the 9/11, there's a breakup. There's a breakup. The desires with responsibility and accountability, there's a breakup with the government, with a government official that was going to be Carlos. Carlos. And like I said, the 522, that goes to Chris Nanos. That's his lunar nodes of fate. His lunar nodes are a 522. That 522, like I've said over and over and over and over and over, it goes to Missouri and Vanguard. Vanguard. You know what Vanguard is, right? Let me show you. What if you don't know what Vanguard is, let me just Google it so I can show you what Vanguard is. It's in Missouri. It is an American registered investment advisor. Vanguard and um, Vanguard is a high performance brushless motor designed for airsoft electric guns. And of course, they're always in the news. Vanguard's VOO draws 4.3 billion during Red Week. Should you invest in the Vanguard Total World stock? This could have something to do eventually with Nancy's case with Vanguard. I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of players. There's a lot of higher up players here, this elite. But I want you to notice something. Series, when he gets shot, is a 231. Okay, so the 230, 231, 235, we're seeing the 230s in this chart. Okay, along with the 1610. Okay, along with the 1610, because Alex was being opposed with the wisdom. He was being opposed with the wisdom. See, there was somebody that was opposing him. That's why he was caught. That's why, because I feel like that he was set up. Because on January 12th, when he first went to, or if he did go to Nancy's house, the 1610 was not opposing him. It's in Cancer. It's not opposing him. It was actually in a sextile. It was sextile in his 1610 in Cancer. It was only about 60 degrees away. So there was a sextile. It was really easy, really good, easy breezy. But not when Carlos was shot. Oh, no. No, no, no. And I want you to see something. There is a disordered aggression. There's a darkness here with a 232. So I'm seeing a lot of these 2 degrees, these 230s, these 231, 232, 235s. You know, so Alex may have that, but I do know that the New York Stock Exchange has got a 240. I do know that Annie Guthrie has a 240. So this is hitting her. It's activating her chart as well. It could be. But there ends up being a breakup with evidence, breakup with money. I don't know. I think that it's possible. I think it's possible. If they didn't do it, it would be so easy for them to frame them. And look at this. Look at this. The Uranus is shaking things up with the relationships, with the groups. And there was a letting go at a 0050. Well, Arizona has that 0050. You see what I'm saying? Like, all of these degrees are going to connect. But the way that they connect are telling a certain story. They're definitely telling a certain story. So Alex has a relationship that brings a conscious raising experience out of 1945. I don't know what time he's born. It could definitely be like a 1949. It could definitely be like a 1949. Yeah, Vanguard is a popular stock, but it's went up and down, up and down. And I want you to see something too. The intensity with the 448. This is a collective energy with the 448, with Elon Musk, with Russia, with Israel. This 438 is a collective energy too. So this is a transformation, Pluto transforms, and then this is all kinds of attention, lots of public attention. There's like this explosion of attention. And Saturn, no matter what time no matter what time he's born, I mean, Saturn is definitely opposing his values, his magnetism, you know. During the shot, you see that he has actually, let me show you this. Let me show you when Nancy goes missing. Actually, let me show you this. When Nancy goes missing, or at 10 p.m. And then I want you to see something, because actually I want to see when the pacemaker disconnects, and I want to see Alex when that pacemaker disconnects, because this is interesting. I think this is interesting. So the pacemaker disconnects around 2:28 a.m., something like that, 2:28, between 2:30 and 3, something like that. And here in the creative house, in the fifth house, this creative house, Ceres is coming with a lot of energy. Okay, there's a lot of aggression here. And the pacemaker is disconnecting, and the uh the energy with trans Pluto is at 439. Remember, we were talking about it was a 438 before, and the other collective energy was a 448. And look, the dark moon is at a 446. So we're coming to that. Coming to that degree. Officer gets shot, and Carlos gets shot by Alex and them. Neptune's at a 345. Well, the divine justice here that's coming in the future is a 346. We could take it back just a little bit to a 345. But anyway, Alex, his physician that brings enlightenment. So let's say that something happens to Nancy because of the pacemaker, and he would get enlightenment right after this. A couple of hours, 2 or 3 hours after this, he would be made known that there's medicines at home. There is a pacemaker. That's when he would get enlightenment about that, but not before. Not before. He would actually get enlightenment about it. So let's see when it hits that. Let me see if his physician goes to the 1524. If not, then we want to move Ceres to the 1525 to see exactly when this takes place. And then what I've done is I've also looked at all the other players, but I'm not going to drag you guys back and forth through it. But I want to show you this. I want to show you Alex to see if anything is going, if it does go to that 1524. So let's go. Let's take him back in the early morning. And it doesn't move. See, it's a 1525. We're right after midnight, so it's not. Okay, it's not going to move. Let's make sure that it doesn't go to a 1526. We're taking back. Let's go to midnight, okay? Nope, it's a 1525. No matter what time he's born, it's 1525. It's a non-mover. That's what I call it. So Alex is that physician that's going to bring him enlightenment, guys. Let me go back. Where did her pacemaker? Where's the pacemaker? Disconnects. Let's go to the 1525 because that's when he's really going to get notified. That's when he's going to understand the seriousness of it. So let's see exactly what time. Okay, exactly what time it's going to be. It's right here. It's 3:30 in the morning. So by 3:30 in the morning, 3:29 a.m., this, guys, this is when, if he did have any hand in Nancy Guthrie's disappearance, this is when he's going to be notified. And the physician is a literal physician. There is going to be a lot of energy, a lot of anger. He is going to be pissed off because he wants what they would want if it was him. He's going to want the ransom. If he's the one that was contracted to take Nancy. The 1525 with series. He's going to be pissed because he's going to have enlightenment about the pacemaker, about medicines and all of that, and her not doing well. So he would be really upset. But before we get to 3:30 a.m., before we get there, Annie is having a lot of weight about money. About money. And it's happening at 9:30. So from 6:30 to 9:30. 6:30 to 9:30. There is an expansion with the law, with the military, with mortgage, with insurance, with money. There's problems here. There's major problems with her. From 6:30 to 9:30. Actually, from 6:30 to 11:30. So from 6:30 to 11:30, major problems with her. Major weight with all of that. But the 419 that I said that connects Nancy and Hillary Clinton, the 414 is in retrograde. So we would have to go back. We would have to go back to see the breakup that Nancy has with two people. We would have to go back to see when that took place. And that was on January 14th, January 15th. That's when it would have began. And it would have also happened with Hillary Clinton too, because they both share that degree. And let me tell you, I've seen people literally break up with this. So that's why I call it a breakup. Admetos is a breakup. There's a heaviness. It's like you just can't take it anymore and you just got to break up. So what had happened before this day, let me go back, hold on, is before the breakup comes, the 1610 is in transit. That's January 11th. That's January 11th, okay? That's when the Porch guy allegedly, he allegedly takes a visit. And look, I mean, there's the dark moon is at the 2:30. There's communications here late at night. at 10:30. And not only that, um, the very next day, the very next day, when there's this breakup with them, hold on. Yeah. The 419 is coming in transit. And so this ninth house is going to be about courts. It's going to be about attorneys. It's going to be about immigration, religion, things of that nature. But there's two people. There's a breakup here. And this 447, like I said, this is a collective energy. We're going back to Israel. There's a lot happening before Nancy goes missing. Lots is happening. Okay. And remember the 2704 with the teacher, with the United States, with Selena. When Carlos was taken out by Alex and his little gang, the dark moves over the United States. And when this breakup began with Nancy Guthrie, well, there was limits and obstacles with relationships here at that 27042. So I'd imagine that Alex has that 2704 in his chart. Alex Barnett would probably have that. There's limits and obstacles here. There's a breakup and there is a contract. I firmly believe that there is whatever it is that is taking place with Nancy. There's a contract. There was a contract on her head. Otherwise, she is on a beach sipping margaritas and it's all a joke. It's all a distraction. But there's a breakup here with two people with communications, and it lasts for 2 days. It lasts for 2 days. The other thing that I see here on January 13th is not just at this time at 10:30 p.m. It's not just the relationship with the United States here, but I also see a lot of wisdom when it comes to contracts with the FBI and hidden money, dirty money with the FBI. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Now, if we look at January 13th in the news, January 13th in the news, the FBI was involved in notable developments, including the guilty plea of a child exploitation suspect and announcements regarding federal operations. A federal case involving the exploitation of minors noted a guilty plea entered on January 13th, 2026, by a defendant who used online platforms to coerce victims. The FBI announced federal indictments and arrests tied to regional task force operations targeting violent crime and unlawful firearm possession. Cartel. High profile sentencing schedule and racketeering proceedings involve key updates around this date regarding the Sinaloa cartel. Y'all remember? Y'all remember? Watch this. Watch this. Okay, so what I just showed you with the FBI, okay? Remember, and what is in the news? That Scorpio is definitely about the exploitation, but it's also this. It's definitely also this, guys. It's also shit right here. It's also this. This is it right here. What we were just talking about. What we just read. What we just saw on January 13th is this right here. The mining company where Mexicans were kidnapped and killed. This is the company that they worked for. They were kidnapped and killed by the cartel. And like I said, the next door neighbor, the very next building to where this mining company is headquartered, is also the headquarters for Peter, the next door neighbor. And then just a block away, right? Just a block away, that's where FTS Global Office is in Vancouver with Michael Feldman, Savannah's husband. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we can see that in hindsight, right? We can see that in hindsight. And when I tell you it was the FBI, you were like, probably, well, like, how would you know? Well, damn, because I know. I've been doing this long enough, I know. And what we're doing at 10:30 a.m., 10:30 p.m. is we are reflecting on the cartel, on the unaliving. We're reflecting on the courts. And we're reflecting on it in a disordered aggression way. It is dark. It's dark with what the FBI, the things that were going on. But we can't forget, we can't see it in the news, what was going on with Nancy, because there's Nancy. There is an opposition to that cartel, to those Mexicans being killed, the mining. Her husband allegedly died suddenly in Mexico. How did he really die? How did the man really die? So that could be the breakup right there with Nancy. That could also be the breakup with Hillary Clinton. I don't know. Let's see if there's anything in the news that night with Hillary Clinton. You know, her husband was he was a mining engineer. Okay, so they refused to comply. They refused to comply with congressional subpoenas requiring them to testify in the House Oversight Committee investigation. Wow. Well, now we know. Now we know who the two people are. There was a breakup with two people that is connected to Nancy Guthrie. Who are the two people? It's President Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton. The Clintons. Clintons, guys. And who works for them? Who used to work for them? And Al Gore. Michael did. So the two people that there was a breakup with, and a lot of warring with the communications about what she was hearing, what Nancy was hearing, is more than likely all about Bill and Hillary. Let me show you. Let me show you. Because she has Eris. She has the goddess of war at a 419. Hillary's got Hygeia in the 8th house, and it's about hidden sex at the home of Jeffrey. Okay. So we can see it in hindsight with Hillary. We know that Hillary, what's going on with her husband and all of that with the oversight committee. So this was January 13th, before Nancy goes missing. So there was a breakup. Okay. So there's a breakup with that 419. The 419 is activating Admitos. There's a breakup. There's the oversight committee right there. And this is what the communications are that Nancy Guthrie is hearing about. And so this breakup lasts for 2 days, January 13th and January 14th. You understand? Y'all understand? You're following me? Army vet, hey, waking up late. Thank you, Lori, for the treat. Thank you, sweetheart. Santiago Rogers is Porch guy. I don't know. We're looking at it. We're trying to figure it out. I think that they will. Janet, you just woke up too. Hey, Janet, good to see you, babe. I don't know if Army vet is still in here. What he has to say about them two people that they arrested. The three guys that they arrested. But look, this 419, every time it comes into transit, it's activating the chart of Nancy Guthrie. Every time this 1808 comes into transit, it's activating their connection with Nancy Guthrie, her connection with Nancy Guthrie. Because Nancy Guthrie also has that same degree. Nancy Guthrie also connects to Mexico, just like Hillary Clinton, the 1450. I need you guys to really understand that Nancy is highly, highly connected to Hillary. Not Bill, but Hillary. And so is the FBI. So is the FBI. Hillary gets her name Hillary for a reason. For a reason. And that 1610 that she has, that Alan Dershowitz also has, so does Alex Barnett. So does he. So it makes you wonder who is really pulling the strings here. Now let me show you something, because we're not going to see this in hindsight. I mean, we will see it in hindsight, but we don't see the foresight of it. This 1359 with Hillary, it's about to transform. She's about to have a lot of expansion with her Mars, okay? With her Mars, and it's coming. It's a 1359. It's going to hit the Secret Service first, okay? It's going to hit the Secret Service first, and then it's going to hit her. So let's take Jupiter to a week. This is going to be about a week. It's a week away. And this is going to be at 1359 with Jupiter right there. And it's Wednesday, Nashville time at 3:30 in the morning. 3:30 in the morning. And let me tell you, the 337 once again is in transit. Oh, Lordy. The 437 or the 438 is coming back into transit. Every time something happens with Nancy, it's showing up with her too. Jupiter is going to come and expand her. Going to be a lot of attention when we wake up Wednesday morning on September 2nd. We don't have that long. And this is going to be pulling on Annie, that 1415 that goes to Indiana, that also goes to NATO. And this 1415 with Annie, I'll show you that. But I can definitely see things going on in the state of Tennessee. I can see things that are going on health-wise with not just Tennessee, but also with Cuba. Major opposition with Arizona. Major opposition that's taking place with Arizona on September 2nd. What is happening on September 2nd, I wonder? And this 440, that is definitely connected to, I think it's our CIA, and it's also the Witness Protection Program. It's also the Witness Protection Program. And then we're going to have a relationship. There's a relationship that's going to shake things up with the markets. And this connects not just to the markets, but it's going to connect to Nancy Guthrie too, and Alan Dershowitz. Guys, this looks like the outer wheel is showing Annie and Homeland Security with Savannah Guthrie. Man, what is happening here on this date? Look at that. Ooh. Remember we kept saying the 230s were just keep showing up, and Sedna is going to be stationing at a 1730. It's going to be an investigation with the United States. There's things that are happening. Wisdom with Donald Trump. There's things going down with Donald Trump. There's a lot of warring. There's shit that's happening here. Let me look at Annie's chart. Hold on. Let me look at Annie. Because that 1415 is her. Is Justine in the chat? No. That's also her too. Let me look at Annie. Hold on. Let me check my green beans on the stove. Hold on. I'm glad I checked on my green beans because Jeff was standing at the front door. I had the screen door locked. Um, let's see. So Annie is over here on the left, and no matter what time she's born, and I'm going to go ahead and put her to this 337 because it keeps showing up, and that's her dark moon. So her dark moon with the publicity and kids and Epstein stuff, that's coming into transit. Ooh, Mars is going to be opposing her Venus. Mars is opposing that Venus, and remember where the Venus is. Remember? And it's going to be activating her. Major transformation, lots of transformation with her. Mars is coming against her Venus. What else is happening here? Venus is in, let's see, 27. What else is happening to this girl? Because it's happening at the same time. Same time. Whereas Chiron is at a 29. Chiron has already went over her. Saturn is... No, this could have something to do with her husband too. 26. Her relationship. And of course, I don't know what time she's born. Dang it. I wish I did. This could be with the markets too. When we wake up, the markets could be crashing or something. I don't know, but there's definitely a witness protection program here. There's a divine justice. This could have something to do also with the law enforcement, with the courts. Wednesday morning, let me see. When does she go? Does she go to court? What's happening September 2nd? Is there anything happening September 2nd that I just don't know about? News. With Hillary. Let's just really try to probe it here. No major public events. Hillary Clinton's transformation into a national policymaker. The Briscoe Center will close at 3 p.m. The making of... What is this? What the hell is this? The Briscoe Center will close at 3 p.m. on Wednesday for a private event. Is the private event about Hillary? I mean... On September 2nd, 2010, Hillary Clinton famously hosted Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu and Palestinian President in Washington to launch direct peace negotiations. Well, that didn't work out. Let's see. I don't see anything. Hold on. Hillary Clinton will be in Arlington on Saturday signing copies of her new memoir. Ah, oh, really? So that's where she'll... Hold on. That's 2014. Well, shit. It says September 20th. I don't know, man. Oh my gosh. Hillary Clinton says Democrats are against Netanyahu's decisions but supports Israel. No, 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 no. September 2nd. Well, shit. You know what? Let's just go ahead. Let's just go ahead and pull the Department of Justice. Let's just go ahead and pull that and see if that's going to have anything to do with it. Otherwise, if we don't see her in the news, then I mean, we can't just keep ignoring the fact that she is, she's highly connected here. Oh shit. Hmm. Okay. Damn, that's an opposition. There's a major opposition with the 440, those guys. Trans Pluto is going to be in Virgo. The Divine Justice is going to be in the 8th house. I got to find that. I really got to find that because we're seeing something. This is bigger, bigger, bigger. No, 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 no. Let me pull the CIA. It's the CIA. It could be the Secret Service, but let me look. Let me see if they're the ones that have it. Nope. Let me pull the Secret Service. I do want you guys to take note that the CIA does have that 438 that we keep seeing, and it's got it times 2. So the 438 is times 2 with the CIA. Oh yeah, that's right. Forgot about that. So the CIA is they rise out of 1718. CIA has the 438 and it's times 2. So there could definitely be some CIA involvement because we keep seeing that 438 constantly. And then the 1710 that is connected to the FBI is also connected to the CIA. So I just remember the degrees and the charts. But it's going to be Secret Service. So it's going to be the Secret Service. And there's going to be a lot of warring with Hillary Clinton at 3:30 in the morning and when she wakes up. Hillary Clinton, Secret Service. Hold on. Let's just look at the Secret Service. Let's see what they've got the shit, that's not it either. Who has it? Who has it? Who has it? Who has it? I'm trying to think what other agency I can look at that's got it. Because it's up here. The 440 is up here. It's going to be Virgin Islands. Let's see. Okay, so it's going to be Virgin Islands for sure. So they're going to be activated. Their chart will be activated. They have the 440. So we know that this opposition is going to come to the islands. Now let me look at the witness protection program. Let me see what they've got in this. Okay, witness protection, September 2nd. Oh, shit. It's their dark moon. So the dark moon is going to be, their values are going to be exposed. Whoa. So I wonder if this is going to have to do with Nancy. And, oh, holy shit. With someone, there's something with the witness protection program. So, guys, if somebody is taken out, If someone is taken out at this period of time, they could be in the witness protection program. Just remember that. Because I don't know. I don't know. I'm just seeing that there is something having to do with Virgin Islands, with the justice, and the disordered aggression with the witness protection program and the things that have happened on the island. This will definitely have to do with the courts, with the Department of Justice, maybe. But if somebody is taken out, you heard it first here. You heard it first here because I think that this is serious. This is a serious energy with Hillary Clinton and the military, the law, the justice, a judge. What is happening, guys? What is happening here? What else? And then, like on the 6th, on September 6th, it's already in the past with the witness protection program within 6 days. There's wisdom with the physician of Donald Trump here. We need to find who this is, man. We need to find out who this is. Who this could be. Right? All of this is in the past. Things from the past. And it could have to do with, let me think. Who else is who? Okay, so look. Look. So the CIA, that 438 is coming into transit, right? And it's going to hit the CIA times two. Times two. It's going to hit him times two. So the CIA with that 438, major transformation, lots of energy, a lot of warring energy that is going to relationships. Huh. Their nodes are 2912. They got a 512. And so the 512 would have come into transit 2 days prior. And then look, the lunar nodes are going to come over them. So the 2913, the 438, this is a CIA thing. This is definitely CIA, guys. There's something happening with the CIA because look, their lunar nodes of fate, okay, are a 2912. So the fate, even though the fate isn't in the same sign, it is still going to activate their chart. It doesn't have to be in the same sign. It's going to activate their chart. Their Mars is a 1747. This is in the ninth house. There's two. 1747 with the CIA. 1747. That's the vertex will quickly over it. God, I feel like I've seen this before. I feel like I've seen this before. This chart. Hmm. Interesting. Somebody. So this is a CIA witness protection, Virgin Islands type of day when we wake up Wednesday morning. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. 1336. Whoever is taken out this day, just remember somebody, something is happening. 2837. This is 3:30 in the morning. And then there's going to be a conscious raising experience with the markets, with the stock. Hold on. Let me go back. This 2622 is going to activate the charts of Nancy Guthrie. The the 2622 that I know of is Nancy Guthrie and the stock market, of course. This is Wednesday at 1:30 p.m. So maybe there's a hit. Maybe she wakes up and she puts a hit out on somebody. Hell if I know. Ah shit, yeah, that's right. This is crazy looking. Yeah, this is definitely CIA. Now the nodes are at 2912. There's the 2622. It's the values of the markets. Wisdom with Trump. With money moving money. Contracts, tariffs, maybe. Holy shit. Hmm. And then we're rising at 720 again. So we start with a 720 degree with Ceres in the 12th house over here in Cancer. And then here we are. We're rising with that 720. And we're descending with 2 and 720 with communications. September 2nd is going to be a big day for the CIA guys and the Witness Protection Program, as well as the island. So, will this have to do with Epstein? I don't know. Nancy, the markets, somebody being taken out, and they're really not taken out and they're going into Witness Protection Program? It's possible. It's possible. I definitely see Donald Trump in this chart communicating. Like the communications are right here. The 2255 is the first house is opposing him. And with relationships, the things that he is saying, whatever he is saying, this 2255 is him all day, every day. That's in his chart. That is his sun degree. And it also connects to, other states, other people, but this is very interesting to see. And be a witness to, guys. We're seeing something here. We're seeing it. I don't know what it is, but man, the CIA director is in Russia. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see if there's, if they're doing some kind of big thing on September 2nd. Please note that the high-profile unannounced visit to Moscow by CIA Director John Ratcliffe occurred on August 25th, rather than, oh, that's today. Traveled to Moscow for secret high-level diplomatic meetings. Arrived aboard a U.S. Air Force. Oh, well, let me tell you something. Something's going downtown Julie Brown on the 2nd that is going to come from this meeting. And it's going to piss the shit. It's going to have to do with Hillary. I mean, she's going to be pissed. There is a lot of things happening here. Let's see. So if I look, could have something to do with that. Why would the CIA director go there? I mean, what are they really talking about here? What they really talking about? Oh shit. Where's Mars at? Okay, Mars has already went. Okay. All right. The 447, we are now really getting into some crazy ass energy with these big high players, with Russia, with Israel. It's big. It's big. It's big. And Trump is learning some things right now. Right now. Let's see. This is not. So this is when it starts. There's going to be a reigniting of a flame with Vladimir. Where is Saturn right now? Hold on. Where is Saturn right now? Because Saturn is. Okay, so Saturn is coming into an opposition with groups, the way that Vladimir brings in money with his friend group. So Saturn is at a 1359 right now. So Saturn is actually already activating. So we're already there, guys. Okay, we're already there. So we're already there. The 1359. So we are already activating. So Hillary is pissed. There's limits and obstacles with the CIA director going there. And the sun, the way that Vladimir shines, Saturn is about to come and oppose it. It's Saturn is already in an opposition with his sun and the way he shines, with groups, with balance, with justice. And it's opposing the fifth house of creativity, war, you know. And Ceres, what's going to happen is Mars has already opposed the communications with Vladimir. And then Ceres is going to come and oppose communications with him. Let's see. Interesting. Hmm. It's just crazy stuff, man. Crazy, crazy. This is a CIA witness protection type of day. It really is. So I don't. Huh. I'll look at this a little bit more. I will look at this with other players because I'm just kind of taken back. And as far as Nancy Guthrie goes, ugh, I mean, there is a conscious raising experience with a relationship with authority that's going to come with authority and shake her up. If she's alive, this shit is going to shake her up, or it's going to shake. Let's see. What was the other? Let's see. September 2nd, right there. This is it right here. This is what shakes the market up with a relationship. This is what's going to shake it up right here. And the moon, yeah, this is, we are going to be right back here with this conversation because the moon, what's going to happen is the moon is going to come over the Jupiter with Vladimir. So the Jupiter that he has is in Taurus, okay? And it's a 1944. This is the relationship house. There's already relationships with the CIA. This is all about money, assets, and money, okay? Assets and money. And of course, the opposition and the challenges are investigations and security, things of that nature. Other people's money, oil, oil. So let me go to Zelensky. Hmm. His moon is going to be reflecting, that is for sure. When we wake up early morning with that energy with Hillary at 3:30 in the morning, there's the moon. Hygeia is going to be at that moon with communications. Okay, so we can see that that's happening. So there's definitely reflections with him. Hmm. That's not it. So I'm sure that we don't have the director's not going to have his birth time on let me see if I've got John though in the database yet. Let's see if I've got him. I don't. His time is unknown. That's okay. Let's see if we can see it. See how this could affect him because it looks like this is really serious shit in the middle of the night. October 20th, 1965. October 20th. Okay. Opposed communications. Well, an opposition, you're squaring up, right? If somebody is opposing you, it's almost like, you're putting up you're in the ring and you have an opposition, you have an adversary. If you have an adversary and there's communications that are opposing you guys, then you're not communicating well. There's a gap with those communications, and that's the challenge between the two. So here is his, of course, we don't know what time he's born, but there are certain non-movers that are not going to move as as much as, let's see, 2912. His moon could be that 720. It could be, but we don't know. We don't know. This could be a 17. Man, no, it's not going to move that quick. I don't really see him. I don't really see him. But again, it's because I don't have his birth time. That's the only thing about having pulling somebody's chart and you don't have their birth time. It's just really hard to see. Really hard to see. I don't know. I definitely see the CIA. The sun, all of that Virgo energy, and okay. Okay, so what's happening is the Mercury is going to come over all three of these. So Mercury, this is the media, this is the communications that are coming here to the Hygeia, that's about the world health. Communications are going to be very, very intense with the director. Communications and the media is going to be shaken up. It's going to be a lot of little shaky shakes with groups, with the CIA, with the health factor. And so where Mercury is going to come over all of this. So Mercury is on its way to the moon where he reflects to his magnetism, where people are magnetized to him, the world health, and intense transformation with groups, and the physician is critical here. So all of that means that the Mercury before September 2nd, Mercury, because Mercury, guys, Mercury right now is right up under the sun. There's a Cazimi. And this is a trip that we are having a Mercury Cazimi while he is there. While he is there. This is very and Mercury is, Mercury rules Virgo. So Mercury's exalted here. Mercury feels good here. So the sun and Mercury is going to, of course, the sun will by September 2nd, Mercury is still right up under the sun. Now, because Mercury is only a 0 degree, Mercury is going to come here. It's about the communications and what they were communicating about. And he's going to, get the pat on the back. And there's going to be a world, there's this world camaraderie of communications with the media. But then it's going to get really intense and it's going to be shaken up. And not only that, Mercury being here, well, we've got to look at the opposition. Lots of energy, the directed energy, the things that he doesn't see with the work, with the authority, with the sea, anything that he's not seeing, his Chiron, all of that is going to be opposed. It's already opposed in his chart. And when Mercury comes even closer to that 10 degree on September 2nd, that 10 degree is going to be, the sun is going to be opposing his Saturn, directly opposing his Saturn. So this is a big deal. This is definitely going to be a big deal. The sun is going to shine on an opposition with him and the groups. And when the sun, in Virgo gets to that 18 degree, it's going to shine on all the pain that he's carrying about what he didn't see, what he didn't understand with his work as the director of the CIA. And I don't know what house all of this is in. If I knew the houses that this was in, I could better tell you that even more house, how this could really affect him, us, and the CIA as a whole. This is very interesting to see because looks like it's definitely going to have limits. There's going to be a lot of transformation with the island with two people with communications. And if I pull up Maxwell with this September 2nd, let me see if it shows anything about her. Otherwise, it could be, something else on September 2nd. And this is in the afternoon. She has the 4:45, so it's not gonna uh okay. So I get it. So the justice, there's gonna be a justice that's opposing her and home. Okay. So before it gets to the witness protection program, it's going to oppose her first. So when the divine justice gets to that 45, let's look at it. Ah, shit. What we looking at, guys? Thank God I got a little channel. Because people won't know that what we're doing over here. This is when it's going to be opposing her right here. Right here. Oh, yeah. So it'll oppose her September 1st. This is when, this is right before it's really going to take, oh, shit. This is big. Okay. So let me make sure that Ghislaine Maxwell doesn't have anything in the news. Miss Maxwell. Judge rejects bid to toss conviction and warns against further appeals. So that's already happened. That's already happened. Her frivolous attempt to overturn conviction. This was 3 hours ago. So the judge ain't flying. He ain't going with it, okay? The judge ain't going with it. So so if we look at her on September 1st, well, this is opposing. So the justice system, this is talking about the future, and the groups is opposing her. The fourth house of home. Then it's going to come to the 440 that the island has with the communications. And then it's going to come to the witness protection program. And it's going to, when it comes to that witness protection program at 3:30 in the morning, it's going to oppose the island, 2 people on the island. It's going to oppose the witness protection program. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because all day on the 1st and the 2nd, it's all about the island witness protection program. And I know that other agencies have it. I just can't remember who it is. Interesting. And she definitely has a relationship within the FBI. I can't not see that. I mean, she definitely has a relationship with the FBI. Nine. Hmm. Where is Jupiter? Jupiter is at a 13, 17. So Jupiter is also here. It's all about the justice. Something we're going to learn that day. And I'm just going to be like, what? It could be completely different than what the hell I'm thinking about. Yeah, I'm not nervous either. I'm not nervous. Let's see. On that day, so September 1st, let's look at um and I never know which one to look at because before he was taken out, he had one birth time and then now they've rectified it to another birth time. It was 3:15 a.m. Then after he died, it was 6:15 a.m. So it's like, are they trying to, mess with us or what? Okay. All right. So the lunar nodes of fate is going to come over to his desires before it actually goes to the 2912. So it's going to go, the lunar nodes of fate are at Tuesday, when all this is happening with Ghislaine. The lunar nodes are at 2915 and they're coming to the 2914. So they'll come to the 2914 first, and then they'll go to the CIA and the Witness Protection Program. That's how all that fate is going to play out. No matter what time he's born. I mean, that's the way it is. He's also connected to the United States at a 2704. He is also connected to the United States at a 2704, and he and Ghislaine are highly, absolutely highly connected to Arizona and the banking, the government, the military there, highly connected to them in a good way. Like they would have pull, you know what I'm saying? They would have pull there. They would have insiders, if you will. And that's another thing we could do is also look at Arizona, but I'm going to stop. You know, the Nancy Guthrie case is so, I mean, it's so far out in left field. Like I'm just so taken back by it all, you know. The There's going to be a lot of energy with Jeffrey Epstein and this and his moon is going to make contact with the communications. And like I said, I don't think that either one of them, I don't think that he is deceased. I think that he has major connections, and this is the reason, this is why. I mean, he's not just going to take his life. He is definitely not going to do that. That's a no-go. Definitely not. And there's going to be a relationship. There's going to be end up being this relationship that is coming to that Vulcan. No matter what time he's born, he's going to have a Vulcan. He's going to have all of that in Capricorn, and it's going to be making contact. There's going to be a relationship, and it's going to be like this finale. And I think that that's coming. And it could have something to do with the Department of Justice. I'm not going to get all into it and start looking at the September 2nd and these different hours with them. Uh, but he's somewhere, and this could be on the day where it may not be that somebody is taken out on the 2nd, on September 1st or September 2nd. It may not be that. It may just be that there's a sighting of him or something. There's a sighting of him. I don't know, because when she is opposed, the Venus and Neptune of Jeffrey Epstein, this Neptune is the values of the contracts, the values of the military, the value of the judge. So whoever the judge is, will have to be watching that judge. The Department of Justice, the DOJ. Look at that, 1735 with Hygeia. That's where he's going to learn. Whatever is happening with her, he's going to learn about it. Is she gonna take her, now that, she can't get out and the judge isn't gonna, is she gonna take her own life and she's gonna go into protective custody? Is that what's gonna happen? I mean, if that's what's happening, because his Venus, he's hiding the Venus. He's hiding money. He's hiding his Venus, okay? There is a hidden Venus there. And then there's going to be a lot of energy with home and loyalty and all of that. And he's going to be reflecting on these communications. So then Venus, after she comes over that Neptune, then Venus is going to oppose Sedna. It's like a betrayal, as a letting go. So is she gonna take herself out? I would just have to wait and see how this is gonna work itself out. And how this is working itself out with Nancy Guthrie's case. Because for some reason, they just go hand in hand. They just go hand in hand all the time. And since I started working on Nancy Guthrie's case, they just go hand in hand. I'll be looking at her, and then I get stuck on Jeffrey, because it's like that they're so connected. They're just so highly connected. It's unbelievable. But anyways, I'm gonna let you guys do something different, because I know that I've worn your ass out. I know I've worn you out, guys. And I'm sorry. I know I've worn you out. Um, so let's watch and see. September 2nd. I've got August 27th. Those are going to be days that I'm watching for Nancy Guthrie. And of course, those are days that I already know what's going to happen. We already know what's happening. You know, They are going to go before the judge. There's going to be the first motion, and there's going to be a huge weight on Annie once again with her mom and money and what everybody is uncovering. There's going to be this big weight on her. And I think that that's what's going to happen on the 27th. Now that I see that these guys, you know, did a little something, something. But the 2nd, September 2nd, whoo-wee, I'm about to try to uncover. That's what I'll be doing tonight, is trying to figure out who that is. Who else we are looking at with the CIA and with this Epstein stuff. See what's going to be happening. All right, guys. Love you so much. Thanks for hanging out with me. You know, it's not easy. It's not easy with you guys. I know it isn't, y'all watching me and trying to understand what the hell I'm doing, but I appreciate the support nevertheless. Because as much you just keep on coming in and you keep on trying to understand, you'll get it. You will. You'll get what I'm doing. Right, guys? Right, guys? It's on my calendar. Thank you. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Jill. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. I hope y'all have a wonderful night. D Green, you're still in here. Cinderella, if you're still in here. All right, guys. Y'all have a great rest of the night, and see you soon.